Good afternoon, YouTube. Joel here from the Crypto Byte team, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about the cryptocurrency Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is never going to die. Now, first things first, let's just take a look at the total market cap, which is viewed from coinmarketcap.com, and it tells us just up the top here, the current total market cap is 457 billion. And so that is, again, that is quite high, and it's definitely better than the all-time low, which was just about a few months ago, but it was around 500 billion just yesterday, actually, I believe, around there yesterday or 2 days ago. It was the total market cap was at 500 billion, and now it has dipped all the way down to 457. Sorry. And so we've kind of seen, if we can just see here on the graph, it was on the 21st of February, which was pretty much yesterday. The price of a Bitcoin was 11,800, and now it's dipped all the way down to 10,600. So we've lost more than 1,000 here. So we've seen a 6 point something dip. And some say that the dip is going to continue on because there will be a bit of a bearish market all the way down to potentially around 8 or 9k. I doubt it'll drop any lower than 6k in my opinion, but there is potential that it will hit 8 to 9,000. That is just my opinion, and there's no guarantees that this will happen. And I just want to bring you guys some articles about Bitcoin and why it shouldn't be dying, because even though there is a there is a bit of a bearish market, this is just a correction, and if anything else, it'll go right back up to around the 15,000 stage, maybe later this year. Cool, so let's go take a look at this article here from Twitter, and this generally describes Bitcoin and why there's been so much resistance to this cryptocurrency for it being around. So first things first, in general, I think the strongly held negative views on Bitcoin fall under the rubric new things, old thinking, and that's probably the best kind of sentence here, because it explains so much. It basically talks about whenever something new comes out, especially something that a lot of people don't understand, it's always going to be immediately hit with a lot of criticism and doubt. So it's the kind of the FUD where people don't know what it is, they don't know how it's actually really going to impact these markets, and the practices already available can do the job. Why would we need to implement something that we don't even fully understand or have any idea how it will really affect the economy or just the world in general? And so just continuing on with the article, because it does explain that. It says, whenever we are confronted by something we haven't seen before, we try to understand it by assimilating it to something we have seen before or that we think we understand. We reason by analogy, or we employ metaphors that seem fit. Sometimes this is effective, other times not. As we gain greater understanding and experience, our thinking becomes, hopefully, better and more accurate. So it's just talking about how when we see something new, we're going to apply it to something that we've seen in the past or something similar. And if it's failed, we're just going to kind of assume that it's going to fail as well. So just reading on to the next paragraph, it says, go back and read what was being said about Google when it became public. And Google is obviously the top search engine, and it's a multi-billion dollar company, I believe. And the general view expressed in the New York Times and also the Wall Street Journal, it says that Google's valuation made no sense, and that it would be dumb to buy it on the IPO, and that it was just another overhyped tech name like in the internet bubble of a few years earlier. So long story short, a lot of articles, especially the popular news article companies, were just saying Google, especially when it became public, is useless. Google's not going to amount to anything. And just reading on, it says, a very smart tech executive told me that with great conviction that he was going to short Google when it became public because its business model violated the laws of economics. And that is, its model was to sell search results, but since the marginal cost of search results rounded to zero and the price of a commodity, which is what he said the search was, would over time sell at its marginal cost, Google's business would eventually be worth zero. He pointed out that another search engines such as AltaVista were easily superseded, and that would probably happen with Google as well. So long story short, the guy who told the writer of this article and said that Google would fail because it basically violates laws of economics based on its kind of business model. He's applying as said previously, he's applying what he understood from other things, so old trade or old economics theories and applications, and he's applying it to something new, like Google's search engine. And he's also looking at the previous kind of companies or search engines that did happen, such as AltaVista. They failed, and he just assumed that Google would fail as well. And as we all know, in present, Google is definitely one of the top, search engines, and there's a lot of other applications that Google has. So yeah, so it definitely wasn't a failure, and that guy shorting it definitely lost a bit of value there. All right, so I just want to bring you guys to this article right here, which is a series of photos by Mark Constantine, which kind of tell us a short story, and it's pretty much all popular news article websites, just the titles, and it tells us how a series of these titles, and it tells us how the Korean population, the South Korean population, have reacted to its government when it tried to implement cryptocurrency regulation. And so it says over here, it's by CNBC, the title says, South Korea to ban cryptocurrency traders from using this anonymous bank account. So using any anonymous bank account to trade cryptocurrencies was trying to get banned by the cryptocurrency government. And as we can see in this next photo here by Bloomberg.com, crypto trading ban downplayed by South Korea after backlash. So the population were just like, no, you can't regulate us trading cryptocurrencies. And if you try to, well, we're basically going to riot. So they definitely believe in the cryptocurrencies in general and blockchain technology. And there's probably half-half where some people are there for actually believing that cryptocurrencies and decentralization giving power to the people through decentralization, I should say. And there's a portion of people that believe that and would most likely give some backlash. And there's also the people that like trading the cryptocurrency for value. And there's also for profits, I should say, like day trading. And there's also probably just a mix of both. So these are all the types of people that most likely have backlashed out of the South Korean population. And from the businessinsider.com, the South Korean government official in charge of cryptocurrency crackdown was found dead in his home. And this is on the February 20th. So this is just like about a month away from the announcement that the government was going to try and regulate cryptocurrency. So pretty much the people, especially the extremists, I should say, that believe in cryptocurrencies have reached a point where it's like, if the government is trying to we're trying to prevent a decentralized type of currency, then we're gonna have to like fight for it. And some have actually decided to even kill for it. So it's quite crazy that it has actually reached that, and the government have realized that we can't regulate this kind of stuff. And this post here by Bloomberg.com tells us that Bitcoin rises as South Korea talks active support for trading. So South Korea is back in, and cryptocurrency is something that they're willing to trade with, and that they'll let the population kind of trade and use and buy. Because there's no point in trying to regulate it, considering the population will revolt so bad. And governments are supposed to be for the people. It's basically a set of people that make decisions for the larger population, larger group of the population. And so I just want to bring us this other article, which is some more positive information. It says PayPal CFO sees positive future for Bitcoin. And CFO is Central Financial Officer. It's basically the person who handles all the finances, or the top dude who manages all the financial decisions in the PayPal company. And so he definitely has an idea of how money works. And and PayPal is an early adopter of Bitcoin as a payment method. And this article just tells us that Bitcoin in itself as a currency is going to be a pretty solid form of payment, potentially in future, and it can change the world. But there's also the potential for it to fail, as it kind of just says right here. And so let's go bring to this last article right here before I just wrap up this video completely. It says the fee estimation global average. So this is a photo I found on Twitter by Jameson Lop, and it's basically the Bitcoin transaction fees, which as an estimation, and it pretty much is telling us that the fee rates for Bitcoin in present are the cheapest rates that they've seen in 18 months. And apparently, I read it somewhere that it's cheaper than Bitcoin Cash right now, and that's the only thing that Bitcoin Cash really has over Bitcoin is its speed and fees. So Bitcoin's reached this point where it can have off-chain scaling, and it can pretty much overtake almost any other cryptocurrency out there in terms of what it can achieve through its scalability. So this means a lot for other altcoins, but this also means a lot for Bitcoin, which means Bitcoin can potentially grow and be even better and just take the full kind of market control out of the total market cap out there. And so this is very cheap prices. This means Bitcoin is going to be quite a solid coin in future. I mean, we could even see Bitcoin go up to 50K. I'm not even too sure. The prices are going to be crazy because once the scalability for Bitcoin itself, it controls Bitcoin dominance right now is at 39. If it could go all the way up to like 80%, which it was in the past around there a long time ago, Bitcoin could grow up to around like maybe 20, 50K because its scalability through off-chain scaling means that it could be better than every other cryptocurrency and achieve whatever every cryptocurrency here that you can see can do. So it can maybe implement smart contracts through another sidechain application and all the rest. This is all just speculation, and that's all I've got for this video today. But leave in the comments below what you guys think Bitcoin will be in future and how strong Bitcoin is and how long it'll last, or just any information you've got about Bitcoin. And leave a like if you liked the video, and that's all today. So cheers.